Morning, this is Brian. Today is Saturday, December the 4th, 2021. I am parked here on Morris Ranch Road in the San Jacinto Mountains. Today, planning on hiking up the Cedar Springs Trail. Right over here, it's gonna lead up to the crest of the desert divide of the San Jacinto Mountains. So here we are, about 5,450, 5,500 feet. So, Cedar Springs Trail, we go through these gates. We just make sure we open them and then we close them, because the trail's going to cut up this way, up towards the Pacific Crest Trail, which runs along the spine of the desert divide of the San Jacinto Mountains. So this trail here looks like it's a public easement through some private property. So just whatever you do when you're here, just make sure you don't leave the trail, especially down here. Now, my plans today include trying to get up to the PCT and turning south on the PCT, trying to hit some peaks along the way. So this will be my longest hike I've done since my hiking accident back in June of 2019, if I decide to go all the way to Lion Peak, which will be along the southbound portion of the PCT. Left my house nice and early this morning. Left just a little bit after 4:30. It's about 7:30 right now. It takes quite a while to get here, and plus the 74, I took the 91 from Orange County to the 15 down towards Lake Elsinore, got off on the 74, so I was, instead of going west like I would to the Santa Ana Mountains, you go east. But then the 74 gets cut off by the 215. So you have to drive on the 215 to get back on the 74. My mistake was going north on the 215. You're supposed to go south on the 215 to get to the 74 heading east through Hemet up towards this area. So that was my mistake this morning, and it cost me quite a bit of driving. Not to mention, it's hard to see the road signs this morning because down that way the fog was terrible, and it was still pitch black out. So driving this morning was a pain, real pain. So it took me so dang long to get up here. It took me almost 3 hours, more like 2.5. Well, it's the first time I've been to this part of the San Jacintos, hiking wise. I've driven on 74 in Garner Valley a few times, so I've done that. I've actually driven all the way to Palm Desert on the 74. So 74 itself in the San Jacinto range is not uncharted for me. It's just sometimes it gets confusing when you're trying to link it from the Lake Elsinore area. Next time, I got to get to the 74 heading through Hemet. I think I'm going to try to go to the 15, maybe cut across, maybe be able to cut across Van Buren and Riverside in that area to the 215 and just go south. So I don't have to go through these surface streets to link up to the 215. It's kind of a pain in the butt. So, as you notice, the vegetation here is a little bit different than you normally see on my hikes. We're red shank chaparral, Adenostoma sparcifolium. Not one of the most common shrubs in the world, but where it grows, it can grow very commonly. So this is going to be a quite interesting hike, not only because this is my first time doing this portion. It's because there's a lot of botanical awesomeness here that I haven't really shown on a lot of my videos. Kind of similar to how it is in the lower parts of the Santa Rosa Mountains, especially in the northern part before it becomes mostly a desert range, as we're heading up from 74 up Santa Rosa Mountain Road. It's kind of similar in scenery, and I did have a few surviving clips I found from that hike, so I've uploaded a couple of videos from that, from when I was up in the pine, fir, and cedar forest along the higher portions, and a couple of areas lower down, mostly around 6,000 feet, where it was, I say 6,000 to 6,200 feet, where it was red shank, chamise, occasional pinyon pine, lots of canyon live oak, so it's quite similar. The trail. Alright, so I guess the trail, as the sign says there, arrows left. And I got extra memory cards. I have a feeling I'm going to end up probably going through at least one card today. I have two, I think, at least two extra cards, I think. So I just have a feeling this is going to be quite a fun day. Alright, see, how do we open this gate? So, oh, I guess the trail's right here. Okay. So, just seeing lots of interesting stuff here today. I think this is Fremont silk tassel. I know there's silk tassel here. The only time I've ever seen Fremont silk tassel has been in the San Jacinto Mountains. And that was on the Devil's Slide Trail, just above Humber Park, like 6,700 feet. First time I ever saw Fremont silk tassel. So, trees, lots of plants I expect to see today, besides red shanks that you already saw. Cupleaf ceanothus, Ceanothus perplexans, and here's pale silk tassel. This is definitely Garrya flavescens. This one, it's got a lighter bluish color. Fremont silk tassel is a little greener, so we might have both here. I got highleaf redberry. I'm expecting to see lots of canyon live oak, Quercus chrysolipus. That's going to be probably commonplace. It's going to be mostly a chaparral ascent. Most of this hike is going to be in chaparral today, even along the 6,600 to 7,000 foot crest I'm going to get up to. I think too many fires have burnt the chaparral to, burnt the what might have been conifer forest to a crisp. So I don't expect to be hiking in a lot of pine and fir forests today. So, there might be some conifers here and there, but this is mostly going to be a chaparral hike today. That's okay with me. I love chaparral very much. Now, one thing I remember reading about the trail reviews, trail's rocky, and it very much is. So just keep an eye on where you're stepping. Alright, so other plants I expect to see today. Brown spine, aka Mojave prickly pear, Opuntia phaeacantha. That should be along with me. And we got hollyleaf cherry, Prunus ilicifolia. And we're just a little above 5,500 feet, so that's the highest I've seen hollyleaf cherry thus far. A couple other plants I noticed as I was kind of looking around. I've noticed Perry's beargrass, or Perry Nolina Perry. I've seen some Mojave yucca, Yucca scadigera. I don't know how far up they'll continue to be found, but we'll see. I know Perry Nolina and redshanks, we'll find them to a little bit above 6,000 feet. There's a cow. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shut down the video, get through this gate, and keep climbing. We'll see. Like there's some cattle over there. I just got to be careful, make sure I don't get them all riled up when I go through here. See you on the next clip.